Alright, honestly this video is nothing more than like a mic test to make sure that everything is fine. Because I actually recently got a new mic, and so today we're just going to be playing Sonic Heroes. I'm planning to do Super Hard Mode specifically. So this is a modded save because I wanted to hurry up and get Super Hard Mode immediately. As well as whenever I was doing the 2-player Sonic Heroes video, I kind of needed a 100% save file because they actually lock 2-player things behind the emblems. Like all of these things. Like I think you only get like these two. And you have to, like, unlock the others by getting emblems. And I kind of... As much as I love this game, I didn't want to, like, replay all of it just to get the 2-player stuff. Because, like, I didn't want to delay the video for me to just replay this game. I might actually physically get them myself eventually. But for now, I'm kind of just chilling with the modded save file. Not that there's anything else other than just 100%. Nothing else has changed. And... let me make sure, like, is my controller working just fine? Yeah, we're good. Alright. I love Sonic Heroes, like, so much. Like, my favorite Sonic game is either Heroes or Rush, because, like, they're both so close. But if I had to choose one, it would probably be Heroes, just because, like, I really like this game's, like, whole shtick with, the ability to switch. Like, I really like this. I hope that they bring this back someday. The whole, like, Heroes format to me, like, the whole idea of, like, changing characters, it's so good to me. Like, if this weren't a Sonic game already, this would have been, like, a Sonic idea I would have had, if that makes sense. So the fact that it's, like, a Sonic... something that I wanted to see from the Sonic series actually in form is really nice. The whole, like, teamwork mechanic, I really love this game. And then Rush, I kind of like the whole, like, high skill ceiling with the gameplay. And the whole idea that, like, there's a lot of replay value in Rush to me. Arguably more than this game. Which, as much as I've replayed Heroes, it says a lot that, like, I think that Rush is more replayable. Actually, can I do the... Oh my god, I actually managed to do the speedrun thing. Oh, that's awesome. I've actually... one day I want to, like, have the skill level to speedrun games. And I feel like the first one I would ever do would probably be Sonic Heroes. Just because, like, out of pure love for this game. Like, if I have, like, 3 favorite games. Those are, which, one of them I haven't completed yet, and I don't really want to talk about it just in case of spoilers. My other favorite games other than Sonic Heroes and Sonic Rush is definitely Fire Emblem Echoes. I can't even verbally explain how much I love Echoes. Oh god, I almost died. Okay. I thought I wasn't gonna make it. But... oh god, okay. I really like... The only issue I really have with Super Hard Mode is Rail Canyon. Like, people who... I've seen people who... Like, I went on Reddit, like, just, like, see if I was the only one who didn't like the level format of Rail Canyon in Super Hard. And I'm far from alone. Like, there apparently someone who really liked Sonic Heroes played Super Hard Mode, got to Rail Canyon, and then hated the game because of how unfair Super Hard Mode is. And I think that's, like... It really explains how difficult... Because, like, it's a lot of cheaply placed enemies. Like, on the rail sections, you're going fast, like, as fast as you can, and then suddenly there's an enemy that you can't react to in time, and you just get hit. To me, it's funny, but I can see why to other people it's not. I can see why that's something that people do not like, and why they find it extremely annoying. But I'm the kind of person who, like, can always, like, laugh at games. Like, I definitely have my moments where I'll be frustrated. Like, right now in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, there is a bug that has Garfield have Infinite Sugar Rush. And I was playing with my friend Marty. Like, I was streaming the game. And I was like, are you serious? Because the guy who I was facing got 1 bar of slime. And then immediately, practically the same frame that he got a single bar, he used Sugar Rush. And, like, that, and my internet was, like, really bad for some reason, so, like, it was, like, lag spike after lag spike. So I'm facing a Sugar Rush Garfield in lag, which is admittedly my fault, because my internet is really bad sometimes. But I was like, "Are you serious?" And so I just like. As funny as it is, I didn't quit the game because I was frustrated with the Garfield. I quit because I was frustrated with my internet, like because like. It was like that for the last match, and I was like, I gotta figure out what the problem is. And I couldn't figure out the problem, so I just dealt with it for the rest of the day. Or the rest of the night, I mean. It was certainly a time. Honestly, All-Star Brawl 2, in case if anyone is wondering, I do think it's worth it for me as a Danny Phantom fan, but like in general, if you're wondering, I don't think it's worth $50 specifically. I think if it goes on sale, definitely get it. Like, I don't even care if it's like only 10% off. I can't recommend that game enough. 45, honestly. I feel like $35 would have been like really reasonable. I feel like 50 is a little much, given the cut characters, which is another reason why I find it valid that some people don't want to play the game. I do think that they're missing out, but I definitely get it. That I definitely understand that, like, oh, my main is out of the game. It's a deal breaker. I have the same mindset with Pokemon. Like, whether or not I'll buy a Pokemon game depends on whether or not Altaria is in there. Because like if I don't see Swablu as one of the characters, one of the Pokemon that's in the list, I am not buying the game. Just because like Swablu and Altaria are my favorite Pokemon, and it's like I don't know, I just don't see a reason to buy the game if it doesn't have them. I don't know why. That's just something I've always done. That largely got me to getting Scarlet and Violet, even though it's obviously an objectively not very good game. I think it's like. I think it can be a good game in your opinion, but I feel like on an objective standpoint, it was not ready to be released. But then there's also the fact that apparently the game was in development for just as long as Sonic Frontiers. Apparently they both had a 4-year development scale because Scarlet and Violet began development, I believe, right after Sword and Shield. Which means that they had, like, I think, like, 3 or 4 years to, like, develop a game and make it good, and then they kind of released, well, that as their game. So it's, like, it really makes you wonder, what were they doing for those 4 years? And, like, I'm not gonna act like Sonic is immune to that, because, like, Forces had the same thing, where I think the game was in development for multiple years, and that game is, not very good. I actually made a meme about like how, oh man, this game is so boring, but it has such a good soundtrack. And like I actually saw like a lot of people, like I didn't know that Forces actually had so many fans. Like, good on you. I think, see, I don't have the game anymore because I had it on Switch, but I have heard so many good things about Sonic Forces Overclocked that like I might have to try and buy it sometime. But then again, I believe either I'm like missing something or like having a Mandela effect, or Sega rose the price tag of the game from 20 to 40. Because I remember Sonic Forces was like $20 digitally. I swear I remember that, and now it's back to 40 on Steam. So I'm wondering, like, did they think that the game became popular again and they're like, oh, money, so they just rose the price again or something? I mean, like, I guess I get it, but, like, I feel like if you drop a game that is so unliked that you had to drop it to $20 in the first place, I think you should keep it like that. Because, like, if you yourself feel the game is such a, like, a waste of money that you, as a game developer, reduce the price of the game, I think that should be your final decision, regardless of whether there's a cool mod that makes your game good or not. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I think that's kind of a scummy choice, but then again, like, it is a multi-billion-dollar company. Money, greed. It's gonna happen. Especially with the whole Day 1 DLC thing going on. Like, Persona 3 Reload has, like, Persona 5 DLC coming out Day 1. That, like, gives everyone Phantom Thief costumes. And I'm not gonna lie, they have an Akihiko costume that gives them a Akechi's outfit, and I'm just like, hey, I don't know much about Persona 3, but my favorite is Akihiko, and, like, one of my favorites in Persona 5 is Akechi. So, like... And no, just to clarify, I'm not one of those Akechi fans. If you don't like him, I don't care. Like, I'm considering, like, if I get Persona 3 Reload, I might buy that skin just because I think that Akechi as fucking Akihiko is so funny to me. Something about that is just hilarious. Oh god. The fact that I knew that was coming, like I saw that, like I knew it was gonna happen. I should have waited a little bit longer before I did that. But I do feel as though day one DLC should not be a thing, because it's like I can understand, like, say there's something that's not complete in the story, so you make a DLC expansion. Either that, or if the ending of the game is not bad, so you make an alternate ending by DLC, like Frontiers did, even though it was free. But, like, I wouldn't have minded if Frontiers DLC was paid. But I feel that Day 1 DLC just screams, I'm lazy and want to get more money out of you, so I'm going to, like, stretch something and make a feature that we already had finished as DLC, so I don't have to make actual story expansion DLC or anything else later. That's what it feels like to me. I just think it's not something that should be a thing. Can I just say I absolutely adore the jank in this game? Like, this game will never not be goofy to me, and like the best way. The way the AI just glitches out. I love everything about Sonic Heroes. I am such a massive, like, whenever, I actually lost my copy of Sonic Heroes whenever I had gotten older, and I ended up missing it so much that I ended up buying a copy, and replaying it was amazing. Like, oh my god, I can't even, like, I remember, kind of a bad thing, but like in my high school days, I ended up, prioritizing, like, this is so embarrassing to admit, but I was so obsessed with Sonic Heroes, specifically whenever I was in my high school days, that I kind of prioritized this game over a girlfriend I had at the time. And like, it wasn't that it caused issues, but like, like, looking back, it was like, damn, like, I should have just been single if, you know, I had priorities other than, like, if I had priorities like that. I think that, like, I don't think I should have been in a relationship, because it's like, it's obviously, like, they were understanding, because they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, I get it. Because, I don't know how they got it and understood, but they did. I mean, like, yeah, it meant a lot, but then it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like something I should have done. I don't know what the point I was trying to make was, I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh god, okay. You know, I was on the topic of Frontiers, and actually recently, my good friend had actually got me a copy of Sonic Frontiers for PC so I could, like, do photo mode and stuff, and also install mods. And I actually had a video that was made where I did, like, a Google Translated thing, but my mic was so bad that I scrapped the entire video. And it's like, now I don't know if I want to redo it because it won't be as funny. Because it's like, now I know some of the things. I was going in completely blind in it, and like some of the text that gets translated is so funny that like I was like in tears laughing. And it's like, now that's not going to be a thing that happens anymore, and it's like, I'm just going to be like, oh yeah, this, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. It just won't be as funny. So it's like, I don't know if that's a good idea to like try it again. I could probably try other mods maybe. But I definitely do want to make some Frontiers content at some point, because I am a very big Frontiers fan, actually. I think that, I obviously understand it has its flaws, but I am a very big fan of the game. God, I know I've said it over and over again, but God, I just love this game. Ow. Also, in my personal opinion, I think that Ryan Drummond is the best Sonic voice actor. To me, whenever I hear Ryan, like, it just goes, that's what Sonic would sound like to me. Like, Jason Griffith to me just doesn't sound like Sonic, in my opinion. Like, I can understand why people like him, because he was during the era where, like, some of the coolest Sonic stories were. Like, Black Knight was, like, so good. But I'm not saying that, like, all of his lines are shit or anything. Like, he's got some good lines. Like, I really like the ending of Black Knight, where, like, Sonic is going about how, like, every world has its end, so it's, like, just live while you can and just enjoy every moment. Like, I feel like Jason killed that. Like, I think that he did so good in that delivery, as well as some of his I think part of the issue to me is Unleashed. I don't know what it is about Unleashed's, like, I think something about Unleashed lines, to me, I think it might have been just the fact that he's still getting used to Sonic's voice, maybe, but it was like Unleashed specifically just doesn't sound that great. And I will say that there are parts that are great. I do like some of his, like, gameplay lines where he's like, "Here we go," and stuff. I really like those. And, like, again, I'm not saying this as a way, oh yeah, I could do better. I certainly can. I can't sound like Sonic. And I'm not doing this as a way to, like, criticize and judge anyone who likes Jason, because, like, I just because he's my least favorite of the Sonic voice actors does not mean I don't like him. Well, actually, I think personally my least favorite is probably the Sonic Prime voice. Actually, I don't really vibe with it. I don't know. That's just my opinion again. I'm not a very big fan of the Sonic Prime Sonic. They were going for a different character of Sonic, which is why he sounds more silly. But, like, that's just not Sonic to me. Like, yeah, Sonic is known for being carefree, but not, like, the carefree way that Sonic Prime was. I think they kind of exaggerated that character trait. Sort of like how they exaggerated Sonic's, like, cocky tone in, the Pongraph era of Sonic. Or, I think it's called the Meta era, of Sonic, where, like, you know, those writers, yeah. Oh, God. I actually saw recently, they, like, spoke out and said that they didn't have any say in how the story went. But the thing is, like, I don't agree with that, because I feel like Sega would probably, you know, give them, like, a concept, and then they write it, right? Like, maybe I'm, like, not knowing enough, but it feels like as if, like, that and the fact that they've admitted that they don't know much about the Sonic series, it just feels like as if that's kind of more of an excuse than just going, hey, I'm sorry that we, like, didn't do more research. Like, I feel like they had more control to, like, write characters in the way that they were designed to be written. And, like, I feel like the criticism is justified that, like, they didn't do a very good job. And it's like, I'm not saying that they're bad writers, it's just not with the Sonic series. Because it's like, they have that Saturday morning cartoon type vibe that, like, just doesn't fit with the Sonic series to me. To me, like, I feel like Sonic goes for more serious vibes that they just didn't really match. And I feel like... But, again, it's also Sega's fault for publishing that, because they really said, yo, this story looks like shit, let's publish it. So it's like, it feels like no one was in the right in that situation, and they definitely do have a valid point that, like, you know, like, if it was so bad, why did they publish it? And it's like, yeah, I get that, because, like, why... Because, like, yeah, why did Sega publish that? It just doesn't make sense to me why they were... They could have just been like, hey, like, this isn't how the character's portrayed, could you redo this, please? Rather than, like... I don't know, it just doesn't sit with me that, like, Sega had this opportunity to be like, hey, what's like the sitch with the... I almost died there. Hey, what's the sitch with, like, the... like, writing? Like, do you guys even know about our characters? Like, they never really did that. They were just like, oh yeah, this is Sonic. But yeah, they were also going for, like, reaching younger audiences, which also makes sense that, like, they would be fine with this sort of vibe. But then, like, even me as a kid was like, this isn't Tails whenever I was playing Lost World. Because, like, why was he such an egotistical brat? I was not a fan of Lost World Tails. Lost World, in my opinion, might be the worst Tails writing. Arguably worse than Forces to me. Just because of, like... Tails has been seen to be a coward, and it's like, yeah, they were definitely exaggerating it a little too much in Forces. But, like, there was no cowardice in Lost World. Instead, Tails was, like, egotistical and, like, thought so highly of himself to the point where he accused Sonic of, like, liking Eggman more than him because of the fact that Sonic wanted a safe-proof plane just in case of, like, something went wrong whenever fixing the machine. Honestly, this video is mostly just a test for my mic. I might edit this a little bit and just see how it goes with my editing skills and everything, just to kind of figure this out. I hope that I have everything balanced well enough as far as the volume of my mic and everything goes.